Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you want to be notified. Tszyu, impressive performance from Tszyu tonight. I mean, look, Tszyu is a guy who's been calling out Jermell Charlo. He wants to become undisputed. The son of Costa Tszyu wants to become undisputed. Been calling out Jermell Charlo for decades now, right? Now, this is gonna be a fight. You know, we seen Tszyu go inside the ring tonight, take out Carlos Ocampo in a matter of a minute. It's crazy. It was crazy. You know, it was a brutal knockout. The fans were out, thousands, thousands cheering on they hometown guy, the guy from Australia, Tszyu. He's bringing back boxing to Australia for real. That excitement that surrounds the Australian boxing. So Tszyu put on a performance tonight that, you know, it was a statement, and that statement was made tonight. That statement was made. Jermell Charlo, I'm sure, has watched that fight and probably said, "Shit, you know, this is gonna be a tough dude." You got guys like Terrence Crawford, Tony Harrison saying that this dude is dangerous. He's gonna be a problem inside of that division. He's gonna be a problem to Jermell Charlo is what they really trying to say. He's very dangerous. When you talk about a fighter with power, a fighter that's very high skilled, that is definitely Tszyu. We've seen Jermell Charlo hurt versus Brian Castano. Tszyu is no Brian Castano. Tszyu is bigger than Brian Castano. In my opinion, that is gonna be a good fight. We're gonna probably see a war because Jermell Charlo is no scrub himself. You know what I'm saying? Jermell Charlo took out the whole 154-pound division. Now it's gonna be at the hands of Jermell Charlo. The ball is on Charlo's court. Are we gonna be able to see this fight? This fight was the fight was supposed to be made, and things happened, but things fell through. You know what I'm saying? But tonight Tszyu goes in there and gets rid of Duke. You know what I'm saying? We seen Duke go the distance with Sebastian Fundora. He got knocked out in the first round as well versus Earl the True Spence. But the statement was made tonight. There's nothing else to be said. The fight needs to be made. That's probably I would say the biggest fight at 154 pounds for Jermell Charlo. If he can overcome the Australian, the Aussie, Tszyu, you know, the sky's the limit for Jermell Charlo. And this is a new threat. And Tszyu he's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. He's a real good fighter, and this is somebody who's gonna pose trouble to Jermell Charlo, and I can already see it. The power is there. The power is real. And like I said, we've seen Jermell Charlo injured before. I mean, hurt before. We've seen him hurt before. When he fought Brian Castano, you know what I'm saying? We definitely seen him. So if Tim Tszyu has the success that he had tonight versus a Jermell Charlo, that's going to be very interesting to see. Tim Tszyu has made a statement. He said that he wants to become undisputed, and that's all he wants to get, and that's what he wants to be inside of the sport of boxing. He wants to create that legacy. He wants to be that fighting family, you know, from his father to passed down to him. And I think that that's the best possible fight that the PBC should be making. Showtime, they should be on the phone already trying to get that contract out, send that offer out. That's a huge fight, and if you make it in Australia, that would be even huge, even bigger. You know, it'll be even bigger than in the United States. The thing about the United States is a lot of people are very iffy. You know what I'm saying? They're very iffy about a lot of things, and most people here won't spend a buck on shit. You know what I'm saying? So if this fight is made in Australia, there's gonna be thousands and thousands of fans trying to get into a venue. and they can pack house for sure. The money will be there because they're gonna be able to pack house. You know what I'm saying? Tszyu brings the fans out, you know. And I enjoyed tonight though, man. I enjoyed nonetheless, Tszyu came out, did his thing, performed well, got the first round knockout. Now it's time to make that big fight. He's calling out Jermell Charlo. We need to see that fight happen next. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe Jermell Charlo takes on a tune-up or something like that, and then that fight will probably be more likely to happen. But I'm nonetheless, that's the fight that I want to see next for both fighters. It's gonna be a real good one. You know, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? The contender coming up. And put on a statement type of performance versus a dude that's been in there with some of the top guys. He's never got the job done, and he's also been knocked out in the first round. But the way that Tszyu performed tonight, it was just he just completely mauled him. You know what I'm saying? He completely mauled uh, Ocampo. You know what I mean? And this is a guy who's went the distance with a guy like Sebastian Fondora, a 6'8", hitter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what Tim Tszyu's gonna bring to the table, uh, if that fight is to be made. And obviously he has the interim. So that fight could definitely be mandated. But that fight has a lot of buzz because it could be made. They're both on the same side of the street, and that fight could definitely be made. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you want to be notified. Great, great night. You know what I'm saying? Of boxing. A couple upsets in there. You know what I mean? Uh, the chick, the Ali. You know what I'm saying? By the girl Guzman. Man, that was pretty intense. You know what I'm saying? And it was, in women's boxing, you rarely get a knockout, and for her to get the knockout, uh, that 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 was crazy. But like, comment, share, subscribe, and we out, man. Peace.